All right. Would you like to tell us who you are, what you do, and what you have here to show us?
Well, I'm Corey Wiggersma. What do you mean, what do I do? Like,
Well, vintage computing. So,
Mac stuff mainly? But in the interest of being different today, I've got my Sun Spark Station Voyager here. It's running probably the most fun thing you can run on a Voyager, which is OpenStep. Which is, Unix, and it morphed into Mac OS 10 later on. It's Unix, I know this. To pull out an old quote.
And is there any website you would like to plug?
Well, gee, if I had to plug a specific website, maybe it would be 68kmla.org.
Okay.
For those of us into the Macs.
Full disclosure, he's the admin.
What?
They know what you look like now.
Oh no, he's been doxxed!
And who are you?
I'm Ian. Some of you may know me as Tsundoku on, I think some of you may be watching from there. From the aforementioned community. You should hang out there, it's a cool place. And some of you may have seen me recently demoing some localization stuff on the 2DS.
Okay. So what does this say?
It says Apple 2GS Japanese language environment.
All right. Is there anything that wasn't in the presentation you'd like someone to know?
Not really, unless maybe somebody has a question that would prompt that, but I think I covered basically all of the really interesting details. Most of the rest is basically just hunting for strings in large assembly source files. And that's fun to do sometimes, but that's basically most of what there is to it. So,
all right. So is there anything special about the machine here?
Just one thing. A couple. Let me just walk you through the cards, some of which are special and some of which are not very special. Here is the Transwarp GS running at 8 megahertz. Pretty much absolutely necessary to make this machine livable.
Can you step over here?
Over here.
So I can see them?
Oh,
Right here.
Here is the second sight VGA card for the 2GS, which is super rare and not mine. I'm borrowing it from
this awesome friend right here?
Yes, my super second sight loading friend. This is a CFFA 3000, and actually there is one special thing which I'm not aware of any other GS having, and it's very simple. So I got this little USB thing. If you look at the back, you can see the USB port there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I don't think it's officially replaced by anything.
Basically, there's some vendor in Malaysia that makes these, and they're designed to mount USB ports on the slot covers of ATX cases. And I basically just drilled the holes in it a little bit closer so that it would fit in this hole on the back of the GS, so that I can have the USB from the CFFA 3000 going out to the back of the machine instead of having to have it hang out and dangling when it's traveling. Not ideal. So I did that. Not very complicated, but I'm really happy with the result. Here is a Apple high-speed SCSI card, which I don't use anymore, but I feel like every self-respecting 80s computer should have a SCSI card. And then there's my GS RAM Plus, which is half working. It's got 3 megs, and the rear 3 meg banks have issues that are currently unresolved and possibly unresolvable, I'm not sure yet. But that's my GS. I'm pretty happy with it.
All right. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, I guess I need that. Yeah, you need that to sign in. Sure, yeah.
Are we acquiring something?
Acquiring a book. This is the
Yes.
right there.
What is this book?
Succession and Simplicity. So I can give it to you whenever you're ready. $15. Well, everything here, I think. So it's
How are you doing?
Good, I'm spending the entire vendor pair setting up so that I can break it down when it's done. Just to demo my shit.
Okay. Would you like to say hi to Ustream?
I sure would.
All right. So, who are you?
Hi, I'm Ivan Drucker. This is my 6th year of attending KansasFest, the most fun place on earth for an Apple II fan. And I have announced A2 Cloud and A2 Server 2014 latest versions, which offer networking, internet access, and floppy disk transfer for Apple IIs. Is that what you were looking for?
Yes. And what do you have? What's special here?
I am setting up A2 Cloud and A2 Server for people to play with, so that they can see an Apple II network boot off of a Raspberry Pi.
Which is right here, correct?
Which is right here. If I really get things going, it will network boot over Wi-Fi and on battery, so the Raspberry Pi will be in the air.
Of the future.
Indeed, of the future.
Okay.
And then I will hope to do a couple of other stupid tricks.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to walk down here and look at a few of these things,
I think you
but
should.
when I come back, I would love to see that.
Hopefully, you will.
Thank you. Excuse me?
Yep, pardon me.
There's so much more that that thing can do. I don't know of anybody doing anything with it though.
So, is this your exposition?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Not great, but it's an MP3 player. This is Vince Reel's MP3 card. So it basically just plugs into a slot. It's basically a Vinculum MP3 player with a 6551 header. So the GS or any Apple II can access the card through serial. Output sound through the stereo headphone jack here. You put your songs on a flash drive, and then you can read it. So I took Vince's simple player and added a bunch of features to it. So you can play any song in any order. It's got playlists. You can jump to. You have multiple playlists loaded. So if you want to play the 5th song, you don't have to wait. You can pick a random song. You can go into shuffle mode, and in shuffle mode it'll just randomly cycle through it. So just add a little few features to the basic stuff that Vince did.
Okay.
It's a little bit more usable.
Well, thank you for showing it to
Yeah, no
us.
problem.
That is pretty awesome.
Well, thank you.
I don't even think the most pimped out GS can play MP3s on its own.
No. I mean, you need 10 times the power, so that's why we had to get a separate card.
Yeah.
But now that the card's here, the GS can drive it. And, you know, and we just barely scratched the surface of that card. It can do a whole lot more than this player shows.
Now, does this also belong to you?
No, this is my lessons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, yeah.
Was blinking and going crazy over here a moment ago, and is all controlled by this 2E.
Sorry?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The only problem with you bringing down Corona is that basically
Hi. Do you mind being on the live stream?
it is cool. Yeah, there's nothing
All right.
really wrong.
What?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So.
I don't. Are you gonna like interview or just?
Huh?
Do you want to ask me something or you just want
Yeah.
to have me on
Just ask you a few things.
I prefer not like an interview. I mean, I don't mind.
I just want to know who you are and what you're selling.
Oh, okay. Yes.
All right. So who are you?
My name is David Cruz. I'm selling some stuff by myself and also by Melissa Baird. The main thing are these screen prints that she did for her project where she replaced all the text of the Oregon Trail with LeetSpeak. So there's half of them are those, and the other half over here are prints of the same game, but with modifying bytes to glitch out the.
So kind of like glitch art?
Yeah, it's glitch art. So glitching the Apple II software and then taking screenshots and then turning those into screen prints.
These are pretty awesome. So these are as gifts, right? Or art?
Yeah, these screen prints, and so they're some of them are more complicated than others, so like they're all different numbers of editions, like this one, there's 13 of, and this one's 8, but yeah, they all...
I bought this one and that one, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to get this one. And then how much are disc covers?
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna walk by all of this again since it's now turned on.
Populated, flip the switch, either shoot off a microdrive or
And of course, the Apple III. This amazing Pippin.
you have to click that you agree to the terms.
Is this yours or Tony's?
It's Tony's.
Okay.
Let me get the document here.
I didn't have connections to make this collection.
I don't either.
This one's a strange one. It's got full 8 slots plus a memory expansion and co-processor slot. That's something that never made it to production.
That's for darn sure.
I miss growing up. I lived on Seward.
These are unpopulated boards?
Yeah. This is an Apple II board of some kind.
Why are you asking me this?
That's pretty awesome.
And this is basically the same thing, but it doesn't say Apple Computer on it anywhere. Which means it probably wasn't made by Apple.
Oh. Now you know who to go to if you want to attempt to barter for something awesome. Although convincing Tony may be a feat in and of itself.
For instance, this real Apple board has a little prototyping area down here where there's room for 2 extra chips.
Pennsylvania 6500.
It's not on that board.
Nope. And this one doesn't even have any silk screening, so.
Well, it has silk screening, but it's black, so it's hard to see.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Nothing on the back. And nowhere does it say Apple.
All right. Wow. I'm going to make one more round, and I think we'll be done. Sorry.
Why didn't you try to be higher up in the notice? It's really insane. The CMS,
We're waiting on something awesome.
Every user their own virtual system 360 back in the day. And then 370 and gave them CMS as their OS. So CMS is actually a lot of concepts in common with CPM, DOS, things like that. So the VMs were like, wait a minute, why are we not just doing CMS on the where am I from? So every card that has the heading 68,000 custom micro stuck on the ISA bus. Because IBM. Well, actually, that's a very un-IBM thing to use someone else's processor.
That's true. There'll be a lot of assembly, so this is fun because I like assembly. Yeah. So I used to do a bunch of it, but I don't get much help for it in my day job.
The CPU was basically a DOS program that detonated around it.
Hardware, so I didn't really know anything about
So
that.
they that nobody cares because it's board. So then they did another version of it. The 7437 VM S2 full workstation. So full workstation. So they had a box size of Model 80, so like the and they had
Okay. How are we doing? All right. So may I ask you some questions?
Fire away.
All right. So we're going to start. I know you did a session, but I didn't get to actually record it. So who are you?
My name's Quinn.
All right. Also known as a Bite the Bag champion.
Also known as...
A Bite the Bag champion.
Oh, well, I came in 5th.
You did come in 5th, but you had the best technique.
Fair enough.
All right. So what did you bring with you?
This is a Chronica. It's a homemade 6502-based computer with VGA video and USB keyboard and Nintendo gamepad support. And it's got 64K RAM, 64K video RAMs, basic sprite generator, basic font generator. It's got a ROM monitor. So it's just something I built because I didn't know anything about hardware and I wanted to try and learn more about it. So I just wanted to see if I could build a computer, and I love Apple II hardware and I love the 6502, so I just took that chip and tried to build something around it.
Well, I would say this is a labor of love.
It is
first of all.
indeed, yeah. Yeah, 5 years I've got in this at this point.
And I'd actually previously heard of this, but didn't know exactly what it was.
Okay.
So can you tell me a little bit about why you chose this enclosure?
I just wanted something interesting that would look nice in my house. Most projects, people throw a bunch of circuit boards in a Radio Shack project box or something, and it just kind of ends up looking like crap. And so, I just wanted something that looked nice, and I don't know, I just had this idea to use an old radio. This is a 1942 Philco radio that didn't work, so I took the guts out of it and built a control panel where the tuning dial used to be, and the rest is
It's very, very pretty, and I like that you used copper for it.
Yeah, I went with the copper because it matched kind of the finish of everything else. And it's a nice enclosure because it's well made, it's sturdy, it's just the right size for all the circuit boards inside.
Throw it in the car and not worry about it.
Exactly, yeah. So it was pretty easy to carry here to KansasFest.
So what drove the choice for the Nest paddles? Was this availability, familiarity?
A lot of reasons. I wanted something more interesting than the keyboard for input. I wanted to make some games. I've got Pong and ROM here, which I can I'll just fire that up real quick. I thought about supporting like Apple II joysticks or various other methods, but the fact is that Nintendo controllers are cheap as dirt. These things are $2 on eBay. They have a really simple interface. It's just an 8-bit shift register, so they're super easy to talk to. The 6522 VIA chip that is in here for I/O already has a way to talk to these right out of the box, so it's just an easy choice.
Sure. Now, have you implemented an AI for it to play against you yet?
No, there's no real software on it beyond the ROM monitor. The next step would be to write an operating system. So right now it's just a couple of basic ROM entry points for talking to the video generator. The paddles and ball here are sprites, and then the text is done by the text generator. So there's basic ROM entry points for plotting strings and drawing sprites and things, but there's no software layer yet. There's no operating system.
So this is quite the adventure, and I don't have the time or effort to invest in something like this. And going back to it being a labor of love, what's your favorite part?
Favorite part of this?
Yes.
Probably the video generator, just because it was the most difficult by far. Like I said, I've got about 5 years in this thing, and at least 3.5 of those years are in the video generator. It's a hard problem. Especially, for someone like me who has no electrical engineering experience at all, I had no idea what I was doing when I went into this. So that's the area where, by far, I learned the most, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn about hardware, so I'm a software person. I've been a programmer my whole life, so I wanted to learn that area of it, and it's because it was the hardest part, it's the part that I'm most proud of.
So it was the most rewarding for you?
Yeah, the harder something is to do, the better you feel when you get it. So
do you still get a little rush when you see it doing its thing?
Oh yeah. yeah, I mean, I love looking at that splash screen. I mean, there's, you know, because I look at that and I know how much work is in it. I mean, just, you know, for example, a simple example, the video, right, there's 64K video memory, and it's spread across 2 chips. So this whole screen image is actually residing in 2 separate RAM chips. So, you know, just getting that all to coordinate properly so you get a seamless image and so that it reacts as a solid block of memory, getting that all to work right, getting the, you know, the sync timing so that the edges of the picture are all correct. So, you know, there's
a million things that we take for granted now,
just
right?
to show that image, there's hundreds and hundreds of hours of work in that to get that to work. So, yeah, I can show the inside of it if you want.
Okay.
So,
whoa!
It's probably easier if you come around.
Yeah, why don't I come around here really quick? If I trip over one of these, I'm going to get murdered by everyone in the room.
So I just made a back panel for the radio box. So this is the power regulator here. This is the CPU board. It's got a single step circuit on there as well. This is the system RAM. There's 64K there. This is the I/O board. So this is your gamepads and your USB keyboard. This is the ROM board. So there's an EEPROM. So the system ROM is on there. It's 4K of system ROM. There's also an EEPROM burner built in. So I've got a dongle I can plug in here, and I can rewrite the ROM from my laptop through USB. And then this is the VGA board. So this has got the video RAM on it, the sprite generator, the text generator is all on there. So this is, like I say, this board right here is really where the magic is. And yeah, a lot of sweat and blood on that board.
Okay. Now, was this your first KFest?
Yes, it is.
So I have one question for you. This is also my first KFest.
Okay.
I was talked into this by friends and will probably get chased down if I don't come again, but that's not a problem. I would love to come again. Would you like to come to KFest again?
Absolutely. I'm already planning for next year.
Thank you so much for showing this. I didn't get to tell you because I heard about this, and I really appreciate just how much effort went into that. And thank you for caring enough to show this to us. It's really a treat.
You know, it really was my pleasure. The thing about this is you slave away on something like this for years and years, and there's really nobody around you that will appreciate it. So it's so much fun to bring it here, and here's 50, 60 people who get it, you know what went into it, why I did it, you know, what it means to show it to people. So yeah, this is so much fun for me to show it to people.
So again, I can't say it enough. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And please enjoy the rest of your night.
This is crazy, but it is awesome.
Thank you.
I love the case.
Thank you.
One of these days, I gotta get a suit. I even tried global. It really doesn't work. You need to write about it for it. I duct tape to a peripheral card. It's controlled by the Apple Store. They use through the Apple Store.
Hey, Sark, are you ready? Are you ready? Can you show me what you brought?
What are you putting it on?
It's Houston.
So like a ton of people, or?
Well, right now there's about 12 people.
Oh, okay. Are they all people in the channel, or?
Not really. It's spread out.
Most programs are not written at all for that.
Let me think about it for a minute. I don't do public speaking very well.
Just talk to me. I really want to know what you did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is a strategic card.
Okay.
So this is an Apple IIgs that's, this card works in, this card works in something, the 2E, the 2 Plus, the straight 2, anything with a 2 type peripheral slot. I'm just using a 2GS because it's smaller.
It's playing music from the Jasper Bar mounted CFFA here. And this is the peripheral card that's running the music.
Okay. Now, what kind of data does it interpret to make music? Is it just MIDI files or SID?
It's SID files that have been adapted with Ruby script that Mouse wrote to work on this, to adjust the memory locations that the SID files run in.
Okay. So is this a labor of love or something you're going to look to be producing?
A little of both. I mean, I'll probably make PCBs in the near future if anybody cares.
And this does have a SID chip on it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you can't get much better than how that sounds. You also have by far the most legible CRT here.
Really?
Yes. Awesome.
I mean, this isn't even a monitor. This is a black and white TV that I soldered a composite video input into.
Yes, but it by far looks the nice through my phone.
Oh, wow, yeah. This is pretty good.
Thank you. That's it, guys. This is the vendor fair.